is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Hey, everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments. It doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
And away we go here on a Monday. Only 1 hour today, leading you up to Crimson Tide Rewind. If you'd like to be a part of the program, we'd like to hear from you at 256-576-4977, 256-576-4977. Contrary to the rumors, Alabama did win the football game. 27-25 was the final score. And yes, I'm going Herm Edwards on you. You play to win the game. But there is a lot to clean up, honestly. And it's not just at Alabama, but
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You watch the tackling, and it's awful everywhere.
And the officiating?
Well, that's not much better. I tell you, I think it's against the rules to call targeting on the team that Alabama's playing because, I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row that it's just been, in my opinion, awful. That all being said, the only problem I had in the game, because first of all, South Carolina's not a bad football team.
No, not at all.
Absolutely destroyed Kentucky. Should have beat LSU, except for they made some stupid penalties. Had 2 touchdowns called back.
Is LSU the luckiest team right now?
I don't know.
I mean, Ole Miss led that thing.
You got to score touchdowns. I mean.
Yeah.
And I think Trey Harris, who I've said he leads the nation in even though he's missed 2 halves now of play, he leads the nation. He's a big difference. And you saw the first half. You can cover him, and it doesn't matter. But what I've noticed is you go to the top 30 teams in the Southeastern Conference. I mean, the top 30 teams, maybe even 50.
You want to go by Sagarin?
No. I'm talking about penalties.
Oh, okay.
And no SECs in the top 30 or 50 in the less penalties. You know what I'm saying? The least amount of penalties. There's not anybody in the conference.
Least amount of penalized teams?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. Auburn is the first team that has the most, the least penalties.
Kudos to Auburn over the weekend.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, Auburn fans. Yeah. What? Maybe I'm not. Okay. Yeah. So come on. It's by the way, though, I am expecting Auburn to Auburn this weekend at Mizzou. I really am. This team, I feel like is I did not mean to get off on a rant right there.
Well, you've been all over the place since we started. But anyway.
Yeah. It's called A Day That Ends in Y here on the program.
So when you look at the going back to Alabama, they have to clean up the penalties. They cannot beat a good team if you have with that many penalties. You just can't. 34 on defense. Quindarius has to quit getting face mask penalties. I bet he's had 4 or 5 15-yard penalties.
Yeah.
There was a personal foul penalty on the kickoff. Never got who was that? I don't even know who made that penalty.
Yeah,
they never announced
and that's
it.
What backed up. Yeah.
That was a huge
and that
penalty.
led to the safety.
Yeah, well, what led to safety?
Well,
so you have a minute 34 left. We had rules where you don't open up your offense. In other words, you don't throw the ball except for screen or something safe where you can't make a mistake to cost you the game right before the end of the half.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, the safety is unexcusable. It shouldn't be throwing the ball then. Then they get lucky after the safety and a good kickoff return or punt return from after the safety by them, and they fumble. We get the ball, try to run a quarterback draw, which is really the kind of play you want to run. Of course, for whatever reason, they knew that's exactly what we're going to do. The guy was right there to make the tackle. Here's 11 seconds left.
The personal foul was on Caleb Odom.
Oh yeah,
that according to the rundown.
There's if you get a personal foul on a special team play like that, that means it's something after the play. Your butt's sitting over here with me the rest of the game. You're not playing. That's the way to handle this. And until they start doing that, instead of coddling them, they get these penalties. You can't do it. If you got a 15-yard penalty when Coach Bryant was there, you were sitting by him. You're not worth for 15 yards. And you see the same action over and over and over again, then they're not doing anything. That's the only problem I have is the discipline of this team. The discipline of getting penalties, of doing your job. You know, when you don't contain the player or you don't do your job and you cowboy and you're on and go to the inside, when you do that and they break containment, which they did several times in this game and the last game, you've not only messed you up, you've when you don't do your job and be where you're supposed to be, you have screwed the whole defense up. And there's nothing anybody else can do for quite a while.
South Carolina's defense is better than Vanderbilt's defense.
I don't think there's any question about that. They have players, but and they schemed up really well. I mean, there were 3 or 4 plays. Number 5 was unblocked, and it's just not everybody being on the same page. And a lot of that was scheme. They walked the linebacker up, presented more people. They slid down. Well, the quarterback has the outside guy. Even though he doesn't come, quarterback has to know he's going to be free either way.
Yeah.
So that's communication. I think they're playing well on offense, well enough on offense when they have to get off the field, and penalties are killing them. Penalties, and Malachi Moore played horrible in this game. If he was the safety on that side. He's supposed to have the guy on 4th and 9. They throw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
We're not getting to the quarterback consistently, although we did have 4 sacks. We're sacking the guys on blitzes, which is still good. I mean, you get 4 sacks, that's good.
Yeah.
But Q Robinson has to quit getting penalties. And please stop with a touch to the helmet and do nothing. Doesn't even knock the helmet back and it's a penalty. That's a joke. Come on. What's going on? How does that help football? The rules are awful. And I'm saying this overall, not Alabama. I'm saying overall, I am so tired of targeting and how it's called or not called. It's so arbitrary in a game. And you go back to the LSU Ole Miss game.
Weeks, yeah.
There were several calls that's the worst crew in the conference. That's the crew that did the South Florida game at Alabama. That's every week. There's not just they make bad calls, and some of them aren't bad calls, but they're not consistent on both sides of the ball. So they're controlling the game.
Yeah.
who knows who's going to win a game with it when you play with them? Not the best team. Whoever they consistently call. I mean, they tackle a wide receiver. Ole Miss wide receiver. LSU tackles a receiver. The cornerback does. Safety intercepts the ball. They don't call anything. You can't do that. I mean, you can't control it. Do it on both sides then. Don't call touch fouls on the other two. You know what I'm saying? They're so inconsistent. I just want a consistent. If you're going to call pass interference,
we need to simplify some rules.
There's no question.
The rules are just too complicated.
And you're seeing, like, you watch Alabama play, we hit them in the backfield and throw them for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah.
Because they're scared they're going to get a targeted by putting their head in there, which is the only way you can stop anybody running. It's also ludicrous.
So when Dart slides and Weeks hits him helmet to helmet, I'm guessing that it's not targeting because he's outside of the tackle box. I'm guessing. I don't know.
No, when he slides,
I thought that's what everybody giving themselves up.
Yeah, if you're giving
you're a defenseless player.
If they didn't kick him out, if it wasn't thing, I'm glad they didn't. But then, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
what is targeting?
Yeah, exactly.
What is targeting?
What is targeting is when they want to call it, they can call it, and then it's up to the ref if they're going to throw anybody out.
Right. You know what? Hang on.
It's ridiculous. I'm so tired of all these rules, and we're seeing them affect college football, and it's awful to watch. I mean, you watch it out there, and the tackling's pathetic. It's pathetic on all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
And the referees decide 9 out of 10 of these games.
So I am assuming I'm going to bring up my Google Voice here,
and Ole Miss is the most penalized team in the nation. In the nation.
Are they?
Yes. They're last.
I am probably
Alabama's 13th from last.
Probably going to get voicemail here, but it's okay. All right. Hang on. This needs to be done. Hang on. This needs to be done. This needs to be done.
Thank you for calling the Southeastern Conference. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. For the ticket office, press 1.
No.
For officiating, press 2.
There you go.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for
John
officiating. No one
McDuffie.
is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
John McDay, this is Steve Moulton with WZZN in Huntsville, Alabama. John, we need to know what targeting is moving forward. If you could please return my phone call, I'll follow up with my cell number. But is there any message you'd like to, say, Wes? No, you're good. All right. Anyway, appreciate the time, sir.
I followed that all the way through.
So
interesting.
The refs are the rules need to change. I think the refs are. I'm sure they're doing the best they can do, but they have too much to follow and too much and it's happening way too fast. And we got to go to replay to see if. But you can tell when somebody's trying to hurt somebody and how they hit them.
So the other point that I wanted to bring up, and simply because it is Bama centric, is some Bama fans. There's one certain morning show host that is not on the DeBoer train anymore.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I don't either. That's why I'm bringing it up.
No, I don't. So on the DeBoer train, he's the head coach of Alabama.
Yeah.
So they're 6-1 and number 7 in the nation.
So it's really
they're starting. You look at every SEC school almost, and you look, and they have a cornerback that played at Alabama. Ole Miss has 2 starters played at Alabama. Auburn has 1. Florida State has 1. All their cornerbacks. Georgia has a safety. That's the second string safety was in Tuscaloosa last year. They're playing all freshmen. I don't know what anybody thinks they should be doing. We got to go getting penalties. We beat Georgia, who is considered one of the best teams in the country. We got beat by Vanderbilt in a game where they played perfect. They did play perfect, and then beat Kentucky this week.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm worried. And Missouri
is Jeff on hold?
And
okay.
No, we won't be hearing from Jeff. I don't think he might call. I doubt it. But there's three. Missouri, the only team to beat Vanderbilt, beat them in triple overtime. Vanderbilt is a good team.
Yeah.
My hat's off to the Vanderbilt and their coaches, and probably their players aren't wondering what they're going to do with all their money they got, and having them, and all those calls and all the distractions, and the excuse is really excuse for all the tackling is they don't work on it anymore. What is the way you tackle has totally changed, but guess what? More people are getting hurt than ever before. It's just they have made this game and this the way it's run just as crazy as you can possibly be right now, and it's hard to watch if you're a true fan. I mean, I watched all these games this weekend.
There was a lot of really good games. The reason I brought up the DeBoer thing is even on PTI, which occurs 4:30, even Tony Kornheiser had this little pot shot.
So as I think of all of these things that happened over the weekend, and I look at which is the most intriguing of the storylines, I have to say, honestly, it's the possibility next week of Georgia and Texas going at it. To me, that is must-see TV. But I'll look backwards. For the sake of this story, I'll look backwards and not forwards. There's a temptation on my part to say, what's wrong with Alabama, followed by this question: at what point in Alabama are they going to try and buy out Kalen DeBoer? Because they're not happy about this. But I will
Well, it's ludicrous. It is ludicrous that people think like that.
Won the game.
I mean, yeah. And then I had an email that was the most, can you believe what he said after the game? Like he loved his players for fighting.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. I don't get it. To me,
listen, I love Nick's. I really enjoyed Nick Saban press conferences. They were, but I mean, dude's winning his game.
Yeah, I mean,
I know they lost to Vanderbilt. That's the first time they've lost since 1984.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that.
And it was a similar team, and a similar game.
When you turn around and see what Vanderbilt just did this past weekend, Vanderbilt, by the way, they're 2-1 in SEC play now.
Yeah, they're
same record as Bama, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's why we got to figure out who's somebody to beat them.
The SEC is supposed to be hard, guys. This is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's gone are the days of what do we call it?
Joyless murder ball.
Joyless murder ball.
Joyless murder ball.
But when you go watch the early Saban teams,
yeah,
it wasn't joyless murder ball. There were a lot of close games.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: the SEC is hard. I don't like the way they handled the first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes. I was sitting watching the game. I said, we need a first down, not a touchdown. First down, game's over. Under 2 minutes, no timeouts. Guess what? First down, game's over. You run out the clock. They can't stop the clock. You win the game without putting the game. When we scored, I was like, no, we shouldn't have done that. We should have slid down. First downs, not touchdowns. Somebody got to be telling the coaches that. Of course, you don't want to tell somebody not to score, but you shouldn't have to. I mean, right? They should know that.
Okay.
Under 2 minutes, no timeouts. First down, not a touchdown, wins the game. Game over.
So, okay, Bama fans, you won by 2. It was a close game. DeBoer is not Nick Saban. You want Nick Saban?
He's got such a high expectation for what our team should be. I was just happy to see our players be happy about playing a game and winning. And it really sort of, if you want to know the truth about it, pisses me off when I talk to people that have this expectation, like they're disappointed that we only won the game 14-13, and in the way we played.
Exactly.
Really, that's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
You want to talk about something that's frustrating? That's frustrating to me. For our players who play with a lot of heart in the game.
That's the truth. I was with them then. I'm with them now. There's a room for improvement. Of course there is.
Yeah.
But this is little d. They're not going to play. They're not going to play every fast breaking news, right? They're not going to play every week the same.
Yeah.
And these other teams are studying you all week, trying to figure out where they can attack you. And they're just not going to show up and lay down. And Alabama has a lot of freshmen, and the reason they have a lot of freshmen is the people that are backups this year are going to go play somewhere else.
Yeah,
and it's going to be like that every year. So it's how you put your team together, and I let it have the board than anybody else in the conference. Maybe Kirby.
I was going to say Sark.
Maybe Kirby.
I would say Sark.
Sark hadn't won anything, Steve.
He
has not won a conference.
I get that. I understand.
He has not won anything.
I get that.
So I don't want them. They might get beat this week. Then nobody will want them. Then they'll all be ready to fire Sark. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I'm happy to have DeBoer. I'm happy to have a guy who's looking out for their players and doing the best. They'll figure this out. I'm upset with the way they handled the last 2 minutes of each half. I'm upset that they're penalized too much. We got to be more disciplined.
Yeah.
I'm upset that 13 kicked the ball, and I didn't think he should be suspended. But the way he played last week, maybe he should have been. Because you go and look at all the times he messed up, and there's a lot. I mean, for whatever reason, South Carolina ran the option once for 20 yards, never ran it again.
Thank you.
But 13's the one that screwed up on that play. On the touchdown.
As soon as I saw it, I said, well, here it comes again.
No, they don't run it again. I don't understand. Right. Yeah. So, and you know what? They lost the game. So
yes, they did.
I think South Carolina, Alabama, there's not a bad team in the Southeastern Conference this year. Even Auburn, who's 0-3 in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah.
And next to last, besides Mississippi State, which played
Georgia within 10.
Yeah, played the
in Athens.
Georgia's tail off in that game.
Yeah. Van Buren really improved.
So it's you better bring it every week or you're going to get beat.
The poll that I put up a couple hours ago on our X, which is at 977 ESPN, best coach in the SEC currently is ... Sark, Kirby, Kalen, or Heupel. Right now, 47% say Sark, 31% say Kalen, 21% say Kirby, 0.0 going full Blutarski is Josh Heupel. But, now that I'm telling Vol fans, they may flood that.
3 weeks ago, they said Tennessee was going to win the national championship.
Well, that was...
Well, I mean...
That was our boy.
But he wasn't the only one saying
that. Was our boy.
Yeah. He wasn't the only one saying
Tennessee is going to win the national championship.
You know what? He might be right for you. Who knows?
Tennessee is going to win the national championship.
They're going to have to start playing better. They're not. Yeah. They won last week, though, right? They won in overtime.
The power of Colin Cowherd.
Yeah. Tennessee is going to win the national championship.
We said it was bad luck. They have to do better. It's when you play different when you have the best team and better team, in my mind. Maybe he's not used to that.
Yeah.
Because to me, you never should throw the ball at the 15 with 1:43 and you're up.
Yeah.
Be different if you're down, but you're winning the game. They just got lucky. Your defense playing well. And then we went to total madness in that 2 minutes. Then under 2 minutes, you get a first down, the game's over. Instead, you score a touchdown.
So
you need a first down, not a touchdown. When under 2 minutes, no timeouts in college football, it's 40-second clock. That adds up to 2 minutes. Under 2 minutes, you run it out, and they can't do anything.
So it's game management is something we talk quite a bit about,
right?
And I do wonder. This can't simply be just learning fly by
first
the
of
seat
all,
of your pants.
They scored a touchdown. And it was a really good, it was a good play. Yeah.
Who's
Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama scores a touchdown. It's a good play.
I thought you were talking about them, but I wanted you to say.
Yeah. Alabama scores a touchdown. So that was, that's what they're supposed to. Drove down there. We're up by 1. Went up by 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody needs to be in his ear saying under 2 minutes, no timeouts. First down, not a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right? That's,
or do you want to go to Billy Napier and how he?
I didn't even see that. Oof. I mean, I was so down when Ole Miss got beat because of my son, and they're working so hard. And it's so weird because 10 years ago, I was at the Ole Miss Alabama game, and Ole Miss was number 1 in that game. And a Florence native caught his only pass at LSU. A great blocking guy. Caught his only pass, and they honored him there before the game. So it was you realize the power of Baton Rouge at night.
Yeah, it's real. That's real.
It is real.
If you haven't
and
been
it affects
there,
everybody. It affects the refs. It affects everybody.
It's everything.
Yeah, it is electric in there. And they went, yeah. So they had to get a two. Is it two? They have to be at 250 if they won a game last year because they ran on the field so much. Funny story.
So when I just called the SEC office earlier in this segment, I called them earlier about specifically. I left another voicemail, by the way, and said, does the fee go to the other school? Like, does Vanderbilt pay Alabama? Because that was they
talked about doing it. Yeah, but
that was the proposal when we were down in Destin. I've yet to hear from the SEC office.
So, anyway, 10 years ago, my oldest daughter brought her boyfriend, who is now her husband, by the way, to the game.
Can I say it?
No, you don't need to say anything. So,
all right.
They, we were on the edge, we were on the fence with him, right? We weren't sure, but it's taken us 10 years. We got his ass about straightened out. Anyway, Jared he's an awesome guy, and they have 3 kids now, right? So 10 years ago, we're at this game, and they just started dating, getting serious. She brings him there, and he's an Alabama fan. Plus. So
this needs to be on camera.
So we take him to the game, obviously, and LSU ends up upsetting Ole Miss. Ole Miss was favored again, probably the only 2 times they've ever been favored since I can remember in Baton Rouge. Night game, they win the game, they storm the field. Well, hell, we get back to the RV and Jared's nowhere to be found, and finally he pulls up with his buddy. He had stormed the field with him. He said, I just got caught up in the emotion. He's not even an LSU fan. We should have known then he was a keeper. You going to storm the field and you're an Alabama fan. You just got caught up in the moment. It's easy to do.
I'll give you a pass.
Yeah. That was the first plus mark he got.
So it is a particular week here. And I have been getting a couple of text messages and tweets and about how we start this particular week. Wes knows what I'm talking about. I don't think you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Columbus Day?
Yeah, that's what we do each and every Columbus Day.
That's probably why the SEC isn't calling you back. They're off.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we LSU Lynch, we will get to you, but we do need to take our first time out, and we need to officially welcome in the 3rd Saturday in October. That comes up next right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Take it to the house this football season with the Alabama Manufactured Housing Association. If Alabama or Auburn returns their first received kickoff in the second half for a touchdown at a home SEC game, one lucky fan will win up to a $75,000 down payment towards the purchase of a manufactured home from an authorized AMHA dealer. Don't miss your chance to take it to the house this season and win a beautiful manufactured home. Register to win today at auburntigers.com/ticket-to-the-house or rolltide.com/ticket-to-the-house. Certain terms and conditions may apply. To learn more, visit alamha.org.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
I'm your host, Double Wide Cook, and on tonight's episode of Mr. Peace Theater, we will explore a tragic tale of life among the dispossessed, a tragedy of folkways in the lowest socioeconomic stratum of society. In other words, white trash, as told in the evocative and yet annoying Ballad of the Hills, Rocky Top. Our story begins with the plaintive sobbing of the banjo, a sound that could only be matched for its ear-splitting properties by the erstwhile singing voice of Len Anderson.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills.
Already we feel the confusion of the people of Tennessee, unable to grasp that a mountain goes up instead of down.
Ain't no snobby smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill.
A blissful existence uncomplicated by anything resembling either industry or electric power.
Was 2 strangers climbed on Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still.
Well, perhaps there is one industry located in this hotbed of private sector initiative.
Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, I reckon they never will.
No, they'll be too busy acquiring quaint mountain customs like learning to squeal like a pig.
Corn won't grow at all on Rocky Top, but there's 2 rocky five boys.
The residents, alas, even too ignorant to qualify for federal agricultural subsidies.
That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar.
They also like to laugh uproariously at the notion that Prince Albert might actually be in a can.
I've had years of cramped up city life, trapped like a duck in a pen.
A duck in a pen, an Appalachian term referring to a house with running water and a roof.
All I know is it's a pity life can't be simple again.
For life to be any simpler than in Rocky Top, I believe you'd probably have to be a paramecium.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky
And once more, for the hard of hearing in our audience,
Rocky Top,
just in time, that concludes tonight's performance. Join us next time when we'll continue our 9-part history of hee-haw with the valiant years after Buck on Mr. Peace.
The third Saturday in October is officially upon us. I'm trying to figure out which fan base is maybe a bit more upset about their team winning last Saturday. Is it Tennessee or is it Alabama? And I'm also thinking about the lack of success that the Vols have had against the Gators historically, that they won the football game. They won the football game. Bama fans, you won the football game.
Well, yeah. I don't blame people for being upset with when Alabama doesn't play well. Alabama fans are, for the most, know good football when they see it because they've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
And when they don't play well, and you don't quite understand it, I understand it. I told you for the season. What did I tell you?
Lose 2 or 3.
Why?
It was that was just your first knee-jerk reaction to seeing the first scrimmage that you thought this team
was young. They're very young.
Yeah.
They're very young and have more distractions than they've ever had in their lives. Think about that. You have people, they have probably 5 agents apiece, whether they're paying them or not, that are calling them, say, hey, I can get you this deal with this team. I can get you a deal with this team. Talking them into redshirting, trying to do all the different things.
Yeah.
They're not allowed. They don't have 2-a-days anymore.
Nope.
They don't practice enough. They don't hit enough. Their technique's awful because they've changed all the rules to everything you were ever taught growing up. It's been a disaster for what's happened around the sport. It's a total disaster.
I you know what? I really thought running the football would be a bigger priority for this team.
They're not. But listen, I don't think 22 doesn't run the ball well. He doesn't. He's been very disappointing to me. He has decent vision between the tackles, but he doesn't run fast. He hesitates and almost stops. I mean, they had a guy, the trash caught him last week. Run the ball. What are you doing? I mean, I watch him all year. I've been disappointed with him. I think 26 is the best running back. I think he plays the best. He's most consistent. Steve's pointing me to tell him his name.
It's Justice Haynes, but
it's not Justice Haynes.
Jan
Miller. It's number 26.
Well, that's
Justice Haynes, number 22.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I was going
and then after those two backs, they don't have anybody. So they're probably not concentrating on them too much because there's nobody behind them. I mean, they had a freshman who got hurt. And have you seen anybody else play? I don't think they have enough running backs to do it. That and everybody's kind of run blitzing, doing different stuff that you're going to hit a big play, this or that. But you're going to get also hit in the mouth on some plays because they're going to guess right.
Well, on the subject of the rant you just went on, I heard this from Sam Pittman today, and it reminded me a little bit of what these coaches are dealing with this roster management, which is ever changing right in front of us.
You know, what's happening nowadays, you have several different things going on. One of them is I want a red shirt. You know, I want a red shirt because for whatever reason. So now you lose 2, 3, 4, which we've lost a couple guys. And then you're sitting here going, well, you're trying to get people healthy, but yet you're willing to go out and crush your scout team, your exchange guys, to get them more of a look. We played 59 players, I think, last week. So we are depleted, like probably a lot of people on scout team. So we decided not to do that because obviously anytime you lose somebody, that puts stress on others and they have to go 8 plays in a row instead of 4 or 10 plays in a row. And so as much as I hate that, because we used to do that, we weren't able to do it this one. Would we do it the next one? I don't know. It depends on the health of the team. But those kids always like to do it, and we do too as coaches. But we just felt like right now, because of where we were, the injury list was about that long, and we kind of wanted to shrink it a little bit, so we didn't do it.
It is October the 14th. It is October the 14th. We still have November, December. We've got a little over 90 days of this guy, at least for 2 teams that want to play in the national championship in Atlanta coming up on January 20th. We still have 90 more days of this.
Oh yeah.
What are these teams are going to look like?
Well, I mean, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it doesn't matter who looked good in week 3.
No,
because it doesn't matter who looks bad now. Because anybody, Ole Miss wins out, guess what? They're going to go to I think they can lose one more and still go. Possibly. It'd have to be somebody good.
What is? Let me quickly,
because they've lost 2 close games, and that'll matter.
Ole Miss's strength of schedule currently is 67.
Yeah, see, that won't get it now. But when they play Georgia, it'll go up tremendously.
Strength of schedule, Texas is 64. Ohio State is 63. Georgia's is 12th. Of course, that's going to go up for Texas as Georgia and Texas are playing this weekend. Bama's strength of schedule is 14. They'll play Tennessee. The Vols' strength of schedule is 52. This is Sagarin. I'm going off of his rankings.
That's what we've always done.
I'm just telling people so they know.
So I think Alabama only has to win one of the next. They have to win one of either. They have to beat, because the away games are the one I worry about. They got to beat Tennessee or LSU. Now, I can't lose to Missouri, Auburn, or anybody else, or Oklahoma.
I still don't know. I don't think LSU's is as good as.
Well, they played. I guarantee.
I know they're 5-1.
Yeah,
but
But yeah, I mean,
was not overly impressed. Well, but they're winning.
Yeah, they're winning and they're fighting.
And Southern Cal is the happiest team of all. Well,
not really. No, they're wanting to fire him now. They're 3-3. They're lucky to be not 3-4. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if of the 3 games LSU should have lost, that's not one of them, but they did, right?
Yeah. The one game they lost, they should have
won. Yeah.
Bryce has called in. You can call in too at 256-576-4977. How are you, Bryce?
I'm good. Well, and I agree with exactly what you said. You hit the nail on the head. Until he holds them accountable for these penalties, we're going to squeak out win.
Let me say this, though. I don't know that he's not holding them out, holding them. I don't know if he's not holding them accountable. He might be. So far, it hadn't worked. We just get penalties in the worst time. And they're the same people. They're the same people making the penalties. I mean, and really, Q Robinson needs to quit tackling so high and start tackling low. That'll solve the problem, right?
What I'm talking about, Wes, he's not making them stand on the sideline like you said, like coaches used to do.
Right.
You know?
Well, I don't know what he did. I didn't even know who got the penalty. Q Robinson doesn't start, and I think that's the reason he doesn't start is he gets so many penalties. And they went with what is it? Quan? How do you say? Rusall number 4.
I'll say yes to that.
Yeah. So he started in front of him, then he got hurt. So I think that they're I like the way Q Robinson's plays. He's just got to quit beating penalties.
Yeah.
I'm just reporting on what's happening. I can't,
Right.
I'm not, but yeah, I don't know that he didn't. I say that because 13.
Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi, and he played horrible in this game. I say he played horrible. He had some really bad plays, the option of the
Yeah.
pitch, he was supposed to have it. I absolutely know that 100% because he hit my chest like my bad. He just ran by him. He didn't even hit him. Then on the pass, it's obvious he has that's his half of the field that he was supposed to be covering. He has another safety beside him. They overloaded his side. They're supposed to roll to that side. He screwed that up. I saw him miss a couple other tackles. I didn't think he had his best game by far. These guys got to get their mind right. I like the way some people are getting better. Devontae Smith played very well, I thought. He's been hurt. That number 9, Jalen Mbakwe. He's something else now.
Yeah.
He's getting better I think they're getting better. You know, the fact Damani Jackson, I was mad at him. Then I was mad at him because he doesn't have any pads in his pants.
I'm surprised.
Gets a hip pointer, and if you don't know what a hip pointer is, you literally cannot walk. You cannot walk until they shoot that little thing in your hip. Then it's like you're not hurt. It's the dangest injury. I had one time, and I ended up playing the game, had a good game, yada yada yada, but I couldn't walk all that week. Just nuts.
So what's the status on Richard Young?
On who now?
Richard Young, the other running back, number 9.
Well, I'm not sure. I know he hadn't
You're
played.
talking about we didn't have any running back.
Well, he's got hurt.
Yeah.
He's been hurt. I don't know what
I
don't know the status. I know he hadn't played since early in the season. He got hurt in camp, and then he got better, and then he got hurt again. He got hurt.
Well, that Hill guy was running pretty good in mop-up duty, number 20.
Yeah, but they obviously don't feel good. He might not be able to pass block, or you just don't know.
Yeah,
that's been an issue for several of them. I mean, you go back and look at the big play that Vanderbilt had. In my mind, changed the whole outcome of the game. There was the strip sack that he earholed our quarterback with his face mask.
Hit the shoulder first, but I mean,
he hit him in the head.
It went shoulder then head, but you know.
He hit him in the head
after he hit his shoulder. That's right.
But it doesn't matter if you hit him in the head.
But the shoulder was hit first, so that's why it wasn't targeting.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm just telling you what I was told.
So somebody told you that? Who told you that?
Shaw.
Shaw called you and told you that. I didn't know.
It goes shoulder then head. That's why.
But it's the shoulder neck area on an unprotected quarterback.
No. It's head and neck, not shoulder.
Well.
I know this needs to be simplified. This needs to be simplified.
It does.
Yeah.
But,
and if you high five a quarterback without them raising their hand to try to get in the passing lanes and you inadvertently hit their head, that's targeting.
So you can hit them with your helmet and your face mask, but you can't
hit them
touch
in the shoulder. After you hit them in the shoulder.
But you can't. That makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah,
we're not going to get a targeting call. I gave up on that.
No, after last week. Well, they called roughing the passer on what's his name last year in the LSU game, but it wasn't targeted, and he didn't hit. He hit him in the. See, it's so arbitrary.
Don't make me call the SEC office again.
Yeah, I want to talk to Shaw about that.
Hey, Steve. I'm going to ask you this question. I know the answer. Who won pick 2?
Sean.
I had 200 yards. I had too many yards.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
When did Shaw call you? I didn't think he called you back.
It was Friday.
So, where are they getting this line 2.5? It's supposed to be about 3 points for the home team, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the line's 2.5.
2.5 Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, they think we're going to kill them then. Because that makes you want to bet Tennessee right away, doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm about ready to see us play a complete game. Aren't you? I've been waiting on it. With you, aren't we?
Well, we just got to quit making mistakes. And
Exactly.
our coaches coach like we were coaching at Alabama, not at some team that is lucky to be ahead 14-7.
One book, which book is this? DraftKings has it up to 3 points, Bama right now.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, that special team, do we have a special teams coach or coordinator?
I'll tell you, Burnup is one heck of a weapon. I mean, he really is.
Because I didn't understand them having the people they had up there to catch that ball. You don't reach out there and grab the ball, you fall on it. I never seen such on special teams.
Well, now, okay,
So I
I'm
could
going
only
to tell you
imagine.
something. That's easy to say when you don't have a ball turning like that.
It was a great kick.
It was a great kick.
It was a great onside
Yeah,
kick.
it's a great kick. And
I would have a bigger issue with the calling of a timeout before said event, but
why?
Well,
why wouldn't you call a timeout? That makes no sense. You're
you
seeing
know what's coming.
Yeah, but you don't know exactly how they're lined up. He waited till they're lined up and called timeout so he could tell them what to do.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people at the ball. They just didn't recover it. I have a problem with some of the people. You want your best
That's what I'm
hands
talking
people,
about.
the best people to be out there. I mean, Connor recovered the onside kick.
Yeah.
We had the ball. I don't know whatever. We finally lost it. I think we had the ball forever against Iowa. And he wasn't supposed to touch the ball, but it was coming right at him. And what are you going, you got to get on the ball. I guarantee you there's going to be changes on the special team. I didn't have a problem with what I'll say is it never should have come to that.
Yeah.
The last 2 minutes could have been won way before that. By not scoring a touchdown, get first down, not a touchdown. That's exactly what it should have been played and said in the huddle. Whatever the play is, first down, not a touchdown. Slide at the one, game over.
Yeah.
We all start, we all relax. Instead, they took another year off my life.
We do need to take our final time.
You can say one thing, Steve. This team isn't boring.
Bryce, appreciate the phone call. Let's take our final time out. Walking you up to Crimson Tide Rewind right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It all comes back to money.
Visit our store right now at zonedeals.bigdealsmedia.net to take advantage of all the best deals in the Tennessee Valley. Or just go to our website, 977espn.com, and click on the Zone Deals logo to start saving right now.
Now, as to the price.
These deals won't last long, so get yours now. Zone Deals. You'll thank us later.
A man who could easily afford to buy a vowel.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Plenty of sunshine expected for this Monday. We'll see high temperatures warm into the upper 60s for the afternoon. It could get breezy at times. Wind gusts forecasted to around 20 miles per hour could be a possibility. Heading into our Monday night, we'll see temperatures fall into the mid and low 40s. We'll continue to sit under a mostly clear sky. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
College football.
The ball is caught. It is a touchdown.
Major League Baseball.
That ball is gone.
This is your place for complete sports coverage all year long. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
All right, I only get time to play a couple of clips here from coaches. Hugh Freeze has a message to his recruiting class today.
Yeah, that's why they want to come here. That's the reason they should want to come, is you're coming to a place that's proven it can play for national championships. It's one of only 6 that's done it in the last 13 years, on twice, played for it. And so it's proven it can. We got the resources. Now let's get the roster that rivals the ones who are playing for it. And if you want an opportunity to do that in an environment that fits you, come be a trendsetter and let's do something new and different.
That is Hugh Freeze earlier today on his message to the recruiting class after what has been not the best start in the world. As for Kalen,
it's awful. I mean, there's 2-7 the last 9 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I'll say this. I agree with you. I think they can beat anybody they play.
Yeah.
They'll have to have some breaks go their way because their offensive line is not the best either. But they're about to play. I mean, they play Georgia, Missouri. They're about to play some good teams. I mean, Missouri's a good team.
And Bama media, you know what? This is a call out to Bama media. I need better questions. I need better questions from the Bama media. So, Coach, do you like cigars?
I know that this tradition goes back quite a ways. I know that cigars are a part of it. But I know that what I'm trying to do is just make sure we do our part as a football program and, prepare so that people can celebrate and enjoy the rivalry on our end.
So, yeah, there you go. By the way, he never did say what brand of cigar that he did. I'm guessing he's not a big cigar.
Oh, Ryan Williams can't even
buy
a cigar.
Do you know? Do you want another cigar story? Do you know the cigar story?
I've heard a few things, but it's all kind of loose. But
Jim Goosetree.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Jim Goosetree was a trainer at Alabama when Coach Bryant got there. Mm-hmm. Smokey Harkle stayed at Texas A&M. Eventually came to Alabama, but he was just Coach Bryant told him just to drink coffee and smoke cigarettes and tell everybody what a good coach he was. So they made him some kind of athletic director thing. But Goose Tree played for Tennessee for
Goose Tree invented ice. By the way.
he invented ice. That's what made him a good
Invented
trainer.
ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when he started, it was before refrigeration.
Yeah.
Anyway, Goose Tree is the one that broke out the cigars when the first time when my father was there and they beat Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing. Still get chills thinking about smoking the cigar with my dad at Neyland Stadium.
Well, I was there 2 years ago, and there was some other stuff getting smoked on that field.
I was there last year, and I can agree there was some other stuff being smoked on that field.
So I was told 2 years ago by the guy sitting to my right that I was no longer allowed to cover Alabama-Tennessee games in Knoxville because of what happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, that was kind of like the freak.
I hate to inform you.
You're going back.
I got an email today from the University of Tennessee approving me for a credential on Saturday.
Can't stop Steve.
No,
2 South Dakotans squaring off for the 3rd Saturday in October. Yeah, Josh Heupel, Kalen DeBoer, both from South Dakota.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It really is. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Carrabba's.
Hey, folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. If you're in the market for a new